Hey everybody, Jesse with Jesse Colson Outdoors. Out here at Dad's today, we're gonna show you something new and cool that we've got. Imagine some people have probably already seen it, but Dad got one, so we're gonna bring it out, show you what it is, and make it a little part of the channel. So come along with us to find out. All right, so Dad's gonna unbag it. He already unboxed it, but let him pull it out since it's his.
One of the Green Stove pellet stoves. It's the IOR i5
Hori 5, H-O-R, H-O-R-I 5
stove.
So it's one of the little pellet burners. Now there's a few people maybe on YouTube that have already got them, started kind of using them, showing them around. So Dad got lucky enough to get one when they had them back in stock on Amazon. I imagine if anybody has been looking for one, you probably see that they're very out of stock. So Dad got lucky, was able to pick one up. We wanted to come out here today. We're going to put it together, let you guys have a little look-see. We were going to try to do a burn-in fire on it, but the wind is currently blowing about 40 miles an hour. Imagine that. If you follow our channel, the wind is a big thing on here. So
This is how they got all the pipe stuck inside of it. It takes a touch to get it in and out of there.
pretty awesome little thing. We're pretty excited to mess with it and kind of test it out. It's got a lot of cool features, like I say, if you haven't seen them already. So it's got a built-in oven on it. It comes with a hopper that sits on top of it, feeds the pellets down inside of it, and they say it'll run around 10 or 12 hours on a full hopper of pellets. We're gonna hopefully one of these days get up in the mountains and test it out, try to see how it does. I imagine in the little in my little Palm Ollie tent, I think this thing would probably run us out of there. So I've been trying to watch for them to come back in stock. I'm gonna try to pick one up at some point. Size-wise, really, it's quite close to comparison to my little 3W stove. Most of the smaller titanium stoves, this is going to be really close in comparison. The only thing that's really different with this one is the weight. So this one's quite a bit heavier. I think it's like 25 pounds. So
Yeah, it's got fold-down legs on it that fold in and then go underneath, so when you put it away.
Alright, so we're gonna start putting the glass in it. Dad's gonna start unwrapping them. I am using a different audio setup, so I've got an audio transmitter. I've got one hooked on me, and then goes back to the camera. So give me some feedback on how it sounds. Does it sound better? Do I need to make a little bit of adjustments to it? Just let me know down in the comments if you would. Hopefully it'll help with our audio being better on the channel. Definitely wrapped it up good.
Oh man. Yeah, they did. Didn't want to get broke.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
Looks like it's a tinted glass.
Yeah, it's like fiberglass. So I don't know, we might have to take, we need an Allen wrench. I have to take out these 3 screws. And then it looks like it should slide.
In past this.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that one wrench works there.
Looks like the right size.
They got a bunch of little parts and pieces to put it together.
Maybe it don't slide in that way.
Not open on this side. Instructions don't show how it goes in.
Well, it looks like it should slide in there,
Yeah,
but there's
like
these little tabs that...
There's a little tab right here. See that little
That's what I'm saying. There's little tabs that I'm assuming are meant to hold the glass in,
I
but
wonder if it comes off. No, take these 3 screws. They sure don't screw in the.
oh yeah, okay.
Gotta take these 3 out.
Yep. I set that down there. Yeah, if you look in here, this piece slides this way and
Okay.
out. There's little clips right here.
Okay.
We're learning as we go. We didn't read the directions. Dad
No.
might have read the directions.
Well, and directions don't show putting the glass in either. Shows how to put the hopper and the feeder and stuff together, but it doesn't show the putting this glass in. Oh, there you go.
Slide. Okay, there we
There
go.
you go.
So, you gotta take 3 bolts out here, 3 here, slides this way. It just has little tab ears.
Only 2 on this side.
Yeah, 2 on the other side, I guess, not 3. That sets in there. Come on,
Come on, side.
find it. There it is. All right, and then they'll slide in. Might not actually had to take those out. Maybe just the front ones.
No, there was.
I don't think you have to take these back ones out.
Oh,
It's just the front
just
ones.
these front 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Scratch that. You don't have to take the back ones out. Looks like it'll slide in there without taking these ones out. Might have to take this one out. I think the other 2 seem like they sit further back, so.
Everybody I've watched that's got one of these, they don't show from unboxing it and putting it together. They just show how to pull it out of the bag and set it up in their hot tent. So we kind of thought people would enjoy seeing it being unpackaged and put together, what it takes to put it together. And this is another piece of glass for the bottom there, for the oven part. Whoa, whoa!
Oh, don't be dropping that. Jeez.
Don't want to drop that.
Oven will be out of service. Okay, so looks like you should just be able to take one end of this one apart.
It doesn't slide down through the top, huh?
No, it's got tabs on the top and the bottom, so we're going to take one end of this off. Don't know if we'll be able to slide it in there without undoing both ends or not, but maybe we're gonna have to loosen both ends. All right, here, you hang on to that. I'm gonna take one end completely off. We're just gonna loosen this other end. Give enough room for it to slide up underneath. Well, apparently the other ones came all the way out, so anyway. Butterfingers going on here. Come on.
There's one guy I watch on YouTube, he has one of these in his hot tent, and he said he really likes it. So it puts out a lot of heat. And
where did my other one go?
here, I got one. That was on this side.
Let's get one in here. Yeah, there should be one more.
We got it. This one right here. You got one?
Well, I got one, but there should be one more.
Yeah, I got it right here.
No, there should be one more after that one.
Oh, after that one? Oh, you still got that one in.
No, it's not.
Little screws for big fingers. Here it is.
Okay. It's not lining up. There we go.
Yeah, they're made out of completely stainless steel.
All right, well, that was about the hardest part, I hope. Okay.
I'll snug the rest. Okay. Now we'll get the instructions out and follow them. So we're going to start putting the little adjustable part of the hopper together. It says insert the firepower adjustment case pipe into pellet hopper. So that looks like this is it.
Okay.
So we'll unwrap all the plastic off of it.
So if you haven't seen these yet, you can actually burn solid wood in here also. You burn it in the oven. Oven opens up, you stick your wood in here, and it burns just little logs. You can't get really big ones. They're pretty small, so.
Yeah, so when you burn the wood, here, you want to show them so you can see that. You flip.
So this is the hopper.
Yeah, that's the
Or
hopper for
the
when
ash
you burn.
pan.
Yeah, ash pan for when you burn pellets.
So that folds down.
When you burn the wood, you fold that down so you can get wood back in the stove.
And that fits right there in the back of the stove. Just like that on the back. So then you got fold down to hold the ash pan in there.
Okay, so there's that.
That's the top part.
Yeah, we got to put this together. There's a piece here, a screw that goes in that. It's called the screw in the power adjustment knob. Insert the pellet cage into pellet tube. So this is the pellet cage. You insert that into the pellet tube.
Does this go inside of that first, or?
Yeah, that's what they're showing.
I was just trying to figure out if this was supposed to be in.
Well, there should be a screw for this. Okay. And then let's see if I can find it.
Hold on, we got to do a little research here. I think that goes in this way. So that's your adjustment for your feed. And this sets that, I believe.
Screws that together. Got a bunch of.
Yeah, there should be a screw that goes in right there.
Here's another. Here's another.
Yep, that should be the right.
Their instructions are far few in between.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read. The pictures are pretty little. Looks like that goes on there.
Yeah, there's what the instructions look like.
I think.
There you go.
Looks like that slides in. Like that. Pull the little ears in. That holds the hopper there. hopper's in. So then you adjust it with that. Okay, so we're gonna leave that open on max for right now. So I already got the ash pan slid in. Now, need the pipe holder.
Holder's no screw, that just slides on.
Looks like this.
It doesn't slide over that.
Goes on something like that.
Goes in, yeah.
That goes to there. And then, looks like it. Just like that. Okay. All right, so 90 goes into the back of the stove. Your stove support hooks right onto the back right here. And then you put your very first section in. That kind of locks everything together. So I think I don't need to put the rest of the pipe on right now. It looks like that should slide.
Yeah, it just slides. There's a couple of holes right there.
On like that. Nice little pot stand. Now the hopper assembly. Take out the pellet tank components. They call it a tank, it's a hopper.
They did a nice job of packing everything.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the packing.
You got different size of lengths of pipe. Which make it nice for different stuff. To get it away from your wall in your hot tent, they say you can put a different pipe like here and then turn your 90 up. The only thing by doing that, you don't have this brace that holds the pipe in place.
We know a guy. We know a guy that's got a fab shop.
Yeah.
So what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to make a new bracket that'll attach to here, and that'll run up the distance of the pipe. So we'll pick which piece to make it work correctly inside the tent. We'll pick the piece that's going to go here, and then we're going to make another bracket that'll fit on to be able to extend the pipe. That way, if Dad's using it in his ice hut or whatever, he can put that other bracket on there and get that a little bit further away from his tent if he needs to. We'll see how it works, see how hot this actually gets once we are able to set it up. It won't be today that we set it up because of the way the wind is blowing, but maybe the next couple days we're going to try to get it put up. So get it put up, do the initial firing on it, and then we'll figure this out on how to set it up in there if we need to build the extra piece or not. If not, we won't worry about it, but if so, we're going to build one, and then hopefully be able to take it down on the ice and whatnot. Use this, because if you follow along with us, you see we use the diesel heaters a lot. We love the diesel heaters. So Dad wants to try this so that if we go up somewhere he doesn't want to bring the diesel heater, the generator, the battery, and all that, he can bring this, a couple bags of pellets. But so we're going to start putting the hopper together. So you've got your side pieces. Appears to be the end pieces. Oh, there's another one to get unwrapped. Yeah, sure, you can try to find the end of that one. And then that looks like the lid. Set that aside for now.
Okay, this must be the sides.
So it looks like we should be able to
give you extra screws and nuts and stuff.
looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So 2 little tabs right there, slip into the little slots on the sides of the housing, and then you fold the ends down. Hold on here, gotta get the right side. There we go. Oh, hold on. No, I'm still putting it together backwards. Jeez.
It's kind of nice they make everything that just hooks together with little slide clips. So it doesn't look like you're going to have a lot of screws to...
Shouldn't have to have a lot of tools when you're
tools, huh?
putting it together in the mountains. It all folds down, slides inside the bag. It's really nice. Kind of a compact little stove.
Yeah, it is. The bag's kind of nice. It's actually a padded bag that they make for them. I looked at a lot of others. They didn't come with a bag, just come with a stove, so you didn't have a lot of room to put all your stuff. So there's a hole. Looks like there's a hole right there. Guess there's a hole on either side.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's only one spot to attach it to the hopper, which is okay. So
you put they have a little screw in here, hand screw that you put in, and then that slides down inside the, yep, I can get her in there. Slides down inside that first neck, and you tighten the little screw down to hold that hopper in there.
So the top part of the hopper basically goes together the same way. Looks like it just...
You've got little indentions in the metal that slides down into, so it sets down in there. Once we take it out and use it, we'll have to do a video on how long it takes to set it up. I don't think it'll take that long to set it up, maybe 15, 20 minutes once you get familiar with how to put it together.
I don't even think it'll take that long, honestly.
Yeah, it might not even take that long.
I bet you it only takes a couple minutes, because once the glass and stuff is in, then you're just basically clipping everything together. So
yeah.
I bet you just a couple minutes and it'll be put together. So then that... Oh, jeez. Leave it to me. I put this piece on wrong side. Hold on.
Oh, got
Put this one on upside down. Sorry. Didn't read the directions. Hey, at least it's easy enough to take back apart and flip over. All right. Now we're back in shape. There we go. Okay. Little minor difficulties there.
So the hopper stands off the stove about 18 inches. So
little lid sits on top of it. Perforations in the top for your air.
One guy I watched, and they say this little hopper extension right here will burn like 10 hours.
Again, I know a guy. I bet we could extend that hopper.
Oh man, yeah.
We could make that thing burn for 24 hours.
Yeah, we can extend that hopper up. Yeah, we get some good burn time out of it. Let you sleep all night long.
10 hours, you can sleep all night without a problem.
Yeah.
All right, so on the directions, it does show kind of how you set it up. This is with the hopper on. You take the hopper off. There's a little plate that covers over the hopper hole. And then you take the ash pan out, fold that down like we were saying, and then you can put the wood inside in the oven portion of it. So, this is your regulator for your pellet feed. That slides in. I believe right there. So if you want to stop the pellet flow to shut the stove off, slide that in there. That stops the feed, and then you just have to let what's from here down burn out. So it's really all that piece is. It's just to stop your feed. So, and then this is the piece that sets up here if you're going to use it as a wood stove instead of as a pellet stove. Nice little thick chunk of stainless steel. So
we could pull that off and show them how that.
Yeah, so to take this off, fold those out. The whole hopper slips out.
And then this metal piece here just slides down in there.
Yeah, just like that.
Sits down on there like that.
And you fold your little tabs back over it, locks it in. I think it's a really cool feature because if you're up in the hills, you know, bad snowstorm, something comes in, you kind of get stranded, whatever. You could convert that, run it off of wood if you needed to, if you ran out of pellets. Our plan is we're going to take a couple 5-gallon buckets, fill them with pellets, put the lids on them. Then you should have enough to make it for at least a couple days. So pretty awesome little feature, but super easy to convert it. Keep that piece with you. Super slick. So and then to put that back together, just slides down in there. And then it basically just slides in and locks into place. Push the 2 little clips back in and it's attached. So, and you've got a lanyard clip, goes on around your stovepipe. Probably goes down against like that. And you can attach your lanyards to it and guy out your stovepipe. That way you don't have to worry about your pipe wobbling everywhere.
You want to go ahead and put all the...
Yeah, we can throw a couple more pieces on there. And it's got a damper on the chimney pipe, so you can regulate your flow down a little bit more if you need to.
Oh, wait.
Flip it over. There we go.
Let's measure that and see how high that...
So it looks like it's about 8 feet total with the pipe in there.
Here, go this way down.
You're pretty much 100 inches from the top of the pipe down to the ground, so be 8 foot 4 inches. So plenty of good height. Should get it far enough up above the top of your tent. I think even in the ice hut, you know, you're going to be coming through the tent about right there, so you still have 2 foot, 2.5 foot on top of that. So should be plenty of room. And I think once you get it set up, you're gonna have to have a heat blanket behind it, obviously, but I think it's gonna go through the ice hut pretty nice. One of these days we're gonna get Dad's ice hut set up and test it out, put it in there after we do the burn in on it and see how it's gonna set up in his ice hut. But that's your little tool to open up the different components when it's hot. You can use it to pull out the ash pan as well. So on the back of it, you've got 2 little prongs. You can reach in, unhook those, pull the ash pan right out. So when you're running as a pellet stove, flip that up, captures all the ash right there. Sets back inside. Flip your 2 little clips.
Then they also make it to where you can adjust your dampener too, or slide it through the
Slide it that way.
Slide it through the handle where you're not touching that hot dampener.
Yeah, imagine that little damper probably get pretty warm. It's a pretty solid piece, so then you can use that to put it in sideways. You can just stick it in sideways through there to open up your oven.
Oh, yep.
So we're gonna find a little tray to fit inside of there. We need to measure the dimensions of that. See if we can't find just a little pan that we can use. So if we're down on the ice or up in the mountains, whatever, Dad wants to bake something in the oven, make some cookies or whatever, we'll be able to have a pan with it. We'll keep a pan with it all the time. You throw that little pan in there, bake whatever you need to bake, warm up your breakfast, whatever, and then you can cook right on top of the stove also. So it's going to create plenty of heat. The way it burns, once your pellets are full, you ignite it through the back. There's a little hole right here. So flip that up, use like a brazier torch, put that in there, get your pellets burning. Once it starts to go, then you can close this back down, and that'll kind of regulate your airflow. So you're going to get airflow is going to come through the top of the box, down through your pellets. That's what creates your burn path. So as it's pulling the air down, and then inside of the stove is basically a horseshoe shape. So it comes in, runs up, makes a horseshoe, comes back out, back to the pipe. So inside, in here,
it's through the front.
Yeah, let me bring the camera closer here. So right here, you can see there's a baffle plate. Runs through this way, comes around. And then looking in the front, let me grab a flashlight here.
Yeah, they do give you a bag of bolts and some wrenches and an Allen wrench. Here's the bag of extra bolts, and then they give you little Allen wrenches, a little Allen wrench and a little wrench to, if you lose any screws or bolts out of it, to replace them. And where we go, throwing it in the ice sled or in the sleds to go up to the mountains, we found out with other stuff we have, things vibrate and come loose. So that's kind of an extra feature. You don't see that very often, that somebody gives you a bunch of extra screws.
Yeah, no kidding.
And wrenches and an Allen wrench.
The build quality of it seems really good. I think, you know, it's going to be, it's something that looks like it's going to hold up really well. I don't think you're really going to have much problems with denting or anything like that. Anyways, this thing is going to be an awesome thing to have. I'm excited to get out and use it. I know Dad's excited to get out and use it. They were watching on Amazon for like months for this thing to come back in stock. So I have reached out to them to see if they're going to be bringing any more back in stock. They haven't emailed me back yet. Hopefully they will be getting some more I'm gonna try to get one myself as soon as they come back into stock. But probably, I imagine, be a little while yet. Seems like as soon as they come back into stock, they're gone. So the more popularity they get, obviously it's going to be harder to keep them in stock and be able to get one. But they're definitely look like it's going to be a fun thing to use, and I'm excited to find out how it does heat in the ice huts.
They also give you a pair of gloves with it too. I guess so you can wear, when you're taking it apart.
Pulling your ash pan out.
Yeah, pulling the ash pan out and stuff. So that's kind of a nice feature.
You know, the shipping on it did take a long time. I think it was
15 days.
15 or 20 days to get it shipped out, which, you know, I think it probably drop ships from another country, so kind of give them a break on that. But the build quality, thing looks like it's built like a Sherman tank, so you know, it got a lot of fasteners all over it. I'll probably use it once or twice, check all the fasteners, make sure everything is still tight. But like the oven, you've got a nice little heat gauge on there, little door so you can see your food when you're cooking. But really, the build quality of it is very impressive. I think it's going to be a nice thing to have. So once we get a decent day we can set it up, we're going to get it set up. We'll do the burn in on it, and then hopefully get the opportunity to get it into one of our tents, either down on the ice up in the mountains, and see how it's going to do for us for the night.
On the front here too, down here, when you're burning wood, they have a little dampener that you can open up for your fire air intake if you use wood down on the bottom. It's got pretty good air draw on it.
And it seems like it's a nice tight fit too. It's not like some of the titanium stoves or even the other little Camp Chef stove that we have. You know, the air damper on those, as most people are probably aware, sucks. They don't damper the air very good. They don't maintain control of the air very good. So this one, everything is built out of, looks like 16th inch stainless steel. So there's really not going to be any flex or anything like that in your damper. So I think you're going to be able to maintain your control a lot better. But definitely going to be a cool little stove. It's going to be fun to use.
Like Jesse was saying, on this dampener, it's a tight fit. If you go back and look at Ice Camping -31, I think Jesse's going to put a link in the video too. We have a big metal stove that's, I don't know, it's probably about this long and about yay wide, stands about this tall. On the front of it, the door and the dampener, I did some work on the dampener to make it fit tight. Before I did that work, that darn thing would only burn about 2 hours, and it has a pretty good firebox on it. You can put like 4 or 5 nice sized logs in it, but it'll still only burn for 2 hours. And then on the door, we tried, before I fixed the dampener, we tried to put some of that fire stove fiberglass gasket on there to help seal that up a little bit, but it's still, with that dampener on the bottom being loose, it still burned about 2 hours. We haven't got to take it back out, or we haven't used it again since I fixed that bottom dampener to see if it would help cut the air draw down on it. But one of these days we'll get it back out and get it in the tent. That thing will run you out of the tent. Even at -30 below, we had to have the doors open.
75 degrees in the tent.
Yeah, it was 75 degrees inside the ice hut and -30 outside, and we had the doors cracked because it was too warm.
Yeah.
But anyway, we weren't getting cold, so that was a good thing.
100-degree temperature difference between what it was outside and what it was inside. But so I think it's going to be an awesome addition to Dad's kit. you know, using it in the ice hut and everything that we do, I think it's going to be great. So we did measure the oven. The oven measures out to 9 by 6.5. So we're going to see if we can't find a pan, but Dad actually just found that the lid to the pellet hopper would actually fit perfectly in there. So you could probably take this, put a little tin foil on top of it, and just use that as your baking sheet. And then you don't have to carry anything extra with you. You always have the lid to the damper. So I think that might be an easy way to do that, but
Whoops, I got cocked.
now I got it stuck in there. But actually, so it's designed for that stuff to fit inside of there. So you could cover that with tin foil and just use this as your baking sheet really easily.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's gonna be an awesome little thing. Like we said, Green Stove, I think it's built like a Sherman tank, so I think it's gonna be really nice. You know, if you've ever used one of the titanium stoves, you know how bad they warp and how much of a pain in the butt they are to put together once they've warped. You know, like my little 3W, it dang near takes 2 people to put that thing together because it's got some pretty bad warps in the big plates. But I don't think that's something you're really going to have to worry about with this, because it's made out of like a 16th inch thick stainless on the whole stove, and it's not just like certain pieces of it. The whole thing looks like it's made out of that, except for the hopper, obviously, because the hopper is not going to get any heat. But it's very, very well built just by looking at it without using it. So, you know, take that to note. We haven't used it yet, but I think it's going to be very worth having, especially for the ice huts up in the mountains, whatever. It's going to work really good, I think. I'm excited to get it out and try it. We get a nice day where we don't have 40-mile-an-hour winds. We're going to get Dad's ice hut put up, set it up. We're going to do the burn-in on it and get it all put together, ready, cleaned up. And as soon as we can, then we're going to get up in the hills or down on the ice and test it out. So definitely going to be an awesome thing to have. Excited and happy for Dad that he was able to get one. That's the inside of the pellet hopper. Down right here is where that plate slides in and out. So that when you slip that in there to shut off the pellet feed, it just pretty much blocks it, and looks like it's gonna work pretty good though. It's a little bit of a challenge to get it slid in there, but anyways. So hopefully be able to get the burn-in done on it here pretty soon. Maybe the next couple days we can get it out and get it set up, and then get it in a tent. So we're up in the mountains. We decided to just come up here and camp. We're gonna light this thing up and do the initial burn-in on it, and then we'll be staying up here for 2 days. So we're gonna get her lit. Got it all sat up. Got a fire blanket back there, full of pellets. So, as I was showing before, a hole right there. Stick the torch in, light it up. So I'm gonna set you guys back here. Hopefully that'll work.
Find the lighter.
Well, I might have to go dig my lighter out. Dad's lost his apparently.
Acting toad over here like I'll get out.
Yeah, his tote's like 3 times heavier than mine. I think his tote weighs more than all of my stuff combined. And I brought camera gear. Alright, found the lighter. I offered to let him light it because it's his stove, and he told me no, so I'm gonna light it.
You see where they're getting a flame on it at?
I think so.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. Smells like pellets burning.
Something's burning.
Oh, they did say heat that pipe, outlet pipe.
Yeah, it'll heat up as it goes.
I'll go see if we got a draw. Yeah, heck, it's drawing smoke. It's got smoke coming out of it.
Apparently she's smoking on the outside, so we're getting somewhere here. It looks like it's starting to pick up.
Let me see the camera.
There. It's recording.
Yeah, we got some smoke coming out. So it looks like it's drafting. So we ought to have fire here in a minute. Ooh, it sounds like it kicked off.
So it draws a little air right here too.
There's a little airport there.
Yeah, so the side of that glass is open.
Oh, okay.
So it gets a little air draw there.
Go find a place for this to not work longer.
Okay, you should be able to stick it under one of those covers.
Oh wow, that thing's cooking. Holy cow. Now he did say, or they say that you can open that up where you lit it and let a little more air draw in too to help burn faster.
Yeah, you might have to leave it open a little bit more, a little longer.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference on the flame, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, she's a cooking.
Yeah, it is. Oh, the fan's going.
Hey,
Look at that.
we're getting heat. The fan's even running. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty fun. I'm excited. We'll have a nice fire glow for the night.
I don't know where you want to set this back there on that someplace.
Man, that thing really gets to billowing the flames out of there.
Yeah, that thing's cooking. Wow, holy cow. Man, you can feel heat coming off that like.
Oh yeah. When she's burning nice and hot, there's not even smoke coming out the chimney. You just see the heat signatures coming out of it. It's burning good. So we're gonna let that do the burn off, and then we'll be staying up here for a couple nights. So watch for the next videos coming up to see more of how the stove runs. I'll add a little bit more at the end of this. So it's 29 outside, 37 in here. That is 2 degrees Celsius and -1 Celsius. So it's getting warmer already. It's warmed up about 7 degrees since we lit the stove. Dad brought his little fan. Got his little fan sitting on top of that thing. Is running like no other. That's putting off some good airflow. She's still burning quite nice. I think it's gonna work pretty good. Quick little update on the pellet stove. So it's been running for So it's 4:46 and we started at 2 o'clock, so almost 3 hours it's been running. So we've got the damper choked all the way off. We've had that choked all the way off since about, I don't know, 45 minutes into running it.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty much burning just like that since we choked it off. A couple minutes ago I took and bumped the hopper tray, whatever you want to call that, fire cage or whatever, we'll just call it fire cage. So I just bumped that and knocked a little bit of ash out of it, but that's the only time we've done anything with it. It's been running just like that and like flawlessly for nearly 3 hours. So it's used about an inch worth of pellets, maybe an inch, 2 inches, somewhere in there. So 3 hours, an inch of pellets. It might make it 10 hours. We might be able to sleep all night long and not have to even think about it. But definitely, I think it's going to be a good thing. So that's so cool.